If you've never played Mass Effect before, it is a wonderful spacefaring adventure with colorful, fully developed characters and a rich, intriguing narrative. And if you have played Mass Effect before, you know none of that's true. It's a dating sim. Sure, there are guns, but I don't want them. Get them out of here. I don't want to shoot aliens. I want to shoot aliens, if you know what I'm talking about. That's why today we're going to beat the first Mass Effect game without using any guns. Here's the rules. I'm Commander Shepard, and guns are my least favorite thing to do on the Citadel. No shooting them, but we'll also extend our distaste of firearms to our allies. We can't stop them from shooting, but we can make them very bad at it by never investing in any of their trigger-happy abilities. That means no level ups for gun skills, and that also means no switching out for better guns or ammo extensions later. To watch these ones live, follow us on Twitch or subscribe to Tulok Time. We're streaming simultaneously there too. To support us with your money, we've activated channel memberships here, which will give you some exclusive emotes. Just hit join right under the video. But the best place to support us with money is Patreon. It's where we get to keep most of it. Tulok the Card variant has our Magic the Gathering content, so check that out if you like Commander. Like Commander Shepard. Now, let's get started bringing peace to the galaxy peacefully.
Don't worry, Luigi, the clock says 4, 3, 2, 1.
Character creation is so important, which is why my camera blocks the face the entire time. Whoops. We kinda just randomly scroll on some presets, but end up with a facial hair that mimics the shape of Batman's cowl, which is perfect since our name is literally Batman Shepard. We'll also be using the Infiltrator abilities, which are a mix of tech and biotics. If you're new to Mass Effect, welcome. I'll be explaining stuff as we go along. Biotics is a space magic. So, all of our choices of dialogue, we are role-playing as Batman.
Wanna know how I got these scars? Well, I'm the Joker, baby.
Our first mission is on a little space colony with Nihilus, a Spectre, which is basically a space version of Captain America. Yeah, they work for the government, but they don't gotta check in all the time. Captain America, bad boyfriend, basically the same thing. Dude pulled a baddie literally named Peggy and fumbled that bag. Yeah, I'd stay frozen for a few decades too. Captain Anderson is the GOAT, you can tell, because that's Keith David, baby. Some of the higher up humans only want to work with other humans, but Captain Anderson, he's got friends on the other side. That's an echo, gentlemen. Little parlor trick we have here on the Normandy. Uh-oh, the peaceful colony is getting attacked by the Blair Witch Space Squid. Dibs on that band name, nobody steal it. Nihilus thinks that a small strike team is the best way to handle the giant space squid.
Maybe we should split up. Maybe we can cover more ground that way.
Really?
Jenkins, one of my favorite characters in the game. He's actually just about to retire. He's got a sweet gal back at home, just gave birth to a little girl. The little girl was born without any internal organs. They were all on the outside. She's a fighter though, already starting to baby talk. Biggest eyes you've ever seen. Didn't cry when she came out, just a little giggle. She was happy to be alive and to see her daddy. Why, yeah, of course I didn't forget to spec Jenkins. Jenkins is one of my favorite characters in this game. You really get to know his personality, and he's kind of a slow burn character. It's the first fight to teach you the basics of combat, and we died there. Yeah, so this is also on the hardest difficulty that I've ever played on. Is that insanity difficulty? Maybe. Maybe don't be a cop. All of our combat comes from the Wheel of Abilities. We start with Sabotage and Throw. Sabotage blows up enemy weapons for a second so they can't shoot us. Throw is Force Push. It's Force Push from Star Wars. Caden has the same abilities as us. He's the same class as us. It also means get ready to not see a lot of Caden later. He's not the worst squad member though. That's Ashley Williams. You might hate Ashley because she's racist or boring or kind of forces you to be her romantic partner, or mostly the racism. But I hate her because she is a soldier class, which is all about using guns, and we don't do that here. Did I do a challenge so I would have a specific reason to hate Ashley Williams? No, I don't need a challenge for that. Nihilus meets Saren, a fellow Spectre who happens to have the same name as a chemical weapon in the real world, and it turns out he's not a good guy. He's Team Space Squid, and that's not cool. Little combat demo. There's another way we can fight if we're out of abilities. We're not out of options. Engage Operation Shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Some people call this Ass Effect because of all the alien strange you can tame. I call it Ass Effect because I'm putting this butt to work. The butt of my gun. Batman attack. I got a little surprise for you when you come around the corner. Boom, Batman surprise. Boom, baby. Yeah. Get it, son of a bitch. The accuracy of it is less than ideal. The damage does go through shields, which is pretty great for the Geth. They're robot aliens that use a lot of shields, and they're 90% of the enemies in the game. We'll learn more about them later. I'm keeping the narrative moving with the narrative in the game for all the Mass Effect virgins. Don't worry, in Mass Effect, nobody stays a virgin for long. Husks are a little more dangerous. They like to explode, which kind of deletes our shields and leaves us very vulnerable to die. Ashley continues to be the worst and touches the alien obelisk, but we push her out of the way and touch the alien obelisk ourselves. We're the main character. Saren is teamed up with the Matriarch. He brings giant squid ship to the team, but she brings a few big things herself. Well, at least we saved the colony. Solid first mission, no bullets fired, which is a good thing for peace, but it's also good for your ears. Tinnitus is a real humdinger. Hey, you know what else is great for your ears? Today's sponsor, Raycon. If you're out there and you have ears, you need to listen up, because guess what? Mother's Day is on the way. And what better gift could you give your mother than today's sponsor, Raycon? Think about the things moms are famous for doing. Fencing, Wild West style shootouts, karate. These are all activities that are a lot more fun when you're listening to your favorite tunes, or your mom's favorite tunes. ABBA, Fleetwood Mac, the Insane Clown Posse, the Big Three. Moms are too busy to sit and wait for their headphones to charge. That's why Raycon headphones charge super fast and have a 32-hour max battery life. But even charging for 10 minutes yields 90 minutes of excellent music listening for your mom's varied activities. Now, Raycons are very affordable, starting at half the price of the premium brands. But that just means you can get your mom a backup pair of Raycons as well. Trust me, I have made the mistake of going on a flight and leaving my Raycons at home and having to buy airport headphones. You love your mother. Don't make her do that. Finally, they'll match your mom's style because they come in so many styles. And there's protective cases that let your mom show off her favorite colors. Not only does it look stylish, it also allows for wireless charging, so you don't have to take the case off. When your mom is getting in Wild West shootouts, she probably wants active noise canceling on. It's really easy to turn on. Just tap the ear, there you go. But when she's doing her karate, she probably wants to be on awareness mode. Simple tap. Now she can hear everyone who's trying to karate her. So go to buyraycon.com/height to get 20% off site-wide. Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Remember, that is buyraycon.com/height to get up to 20% off site-wide. Now, let's get back to saving the galaxy.
The government totally sucks.
We saw something, now it's our duty to say something. We need to hit up the Citadel, a big spaceport aliens discovered, pre-built and furnished, and just kinda set up shop there.
I'm not worried about it! I'm not worried about any of this!
Udina is the human politics guy, and thus he sucks. The council is made up of all politics guys, they all suck. Udina needs some lotion. He looks like he's like wiping off his white, like he did white face, and then like didn't finish taking the makeup off.
Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the
It's almost as though he's got two
Make
faces.
sure you have clearance to get in.
Yeah, if we're Batman, Udina is Two-Face, Joker is Joker, Anderson is Gordon, Caden is Tim Drake, a nice Robin that's pretty inoffensive, and Ashley is gonna be replaced as soon as possible. Hopefully by Garrus. Right now he's a space cop. But he's about to do the coolest thing a cop can do, quit being a cop. He's investigating Saren for criming a lot, but the council seems to trust that Saren is doing no crimes. To be fair, he used the expert legal defense, nuh-uh, you're not allowed to lie. That's illegal. We have to find Garrus, but to do that we need to find Harkin, and he's in Cora's den. Oh, I'm a gentleman. First major boss fight. Two random guys with shotguns. They basically two-shot us, and pistol whipping someone with a shotgun is a bold strategy. Caden and Ashley are doing their best, but they are stupid. Sabotage is supposed to make the weapons not work, but maybe ours isn't high enough level or something. It has varying degrees of success. After a few attempts, we figure it out and get through. Really just get lucky. Despite being a gentleman's club, this place is full of scantily clad women? Interesting. Harkin is a gentleman though, tells us Garrus is down at the hospital. Nothing bad will happen there.
Let her go.
Garrus, we don't do that. Okay, so Garrus is going to be our Jason Todd, naughty boy. A Quarian came here after getting shot because she's trying to sell information to the Shadow Broker, a crime lord who works with Fist, the owner of that gentleman's club who works with Saren. If you're like, hey, what did you say? Can you repeat that? None of this matters. We're collecting party members like Pokemon right now. Garrus tells us about a Krogan who's trying to kill Fist, so okay, we'll go chat him up. Sadly, Garrus is a gunman, so we probably won't bring him on a lot of trips, though we will bring him instead of Ashley. She's just so gun. Rex is named after what he does to enemy buttholes. He's a big, bulky, grumpy tank. For the Bat family members, I think there was an issue or two where Clayface joined the squad. I'm sure it happened at some point. There are more Batman comics than there are stars in the sky. Upon our return to Korra's den, it is full to bursting with baddies. Not the way it normally is. These are baddies we can't shoot. I mean, you also shouldn't shoot the regular baddies at a gentleman's club. Don't shoot people. Taking cover and just waiting for our powers to respawn is the only way to get it done. But we can get out of some fights by just intimidating them with our Batman voice. The boss fight against Fist goes poorly.
Can I get to cover? Press the cover button, Shepard. Shepard, cover. Well, that worked great.
So there's a little jank in the game sometimes, no worries. Here I think we just had our gun holstered after the cutscene, so we weren't in combat mode. There's just 2 defensive turrets. Take them out and we can interrogate Fist. Rex kills him. Naughty boy. You're gonna be benched for a bit later. There's a timer to get to the Quarian and save her. What are we gonna do?
Oh, I can just run.
Yeah, you don't have to fight everyone. Hey look, it's Tali, my favorite squad member, my little bubble girl, my immunocompromised queen. Notice how she's helping us fight, even though she's not technically part of our squad yet? Jot that down for later. Quarian are really techie people, nomadic, big Romani vibes, and they're inventors of the Geth. They got a little sentient and booted the Quarians off of their planet, and now they gotta fly around through space. That's also why she's wearing a mask. The information she was trying to sell reveals that Saren is the traitor. He was sus. He was the imposter. We've got him dead to rights. Phoenix rights. Just kidding. Shepard might be a good attorney, but he isn't Ace. His ass is guilty of trying to make a Geth army with Space Squid Reapers, and we're going to take that ass to Pound Town, because we can't take it to Bullet Town. The Council has made us a Spectre. Now we're heading to space with a squad in tow. No distractions, only justice. We meet up with Anderson and Udina in the docking bay. Huh, I didn't even think they liked each other. There's 3 planets we can go to. A place Saren went, a place Saren's blue Dami Mommy was seen, or a planet where Saren's blue Dami Mommy daughter is hanging out. The daughter sounds most age appropriate for us, let's go there. Here we get to experience the planet exploring system of Mass Effect, and can I just say, you're all too mean to the gummy ship. I mean, gummy ship isn't great, but it's better than click X and hope it's the right planet so you don't have to go through a loading screen again. There's an old expression, it's always in the last place you look, and like, duh. You stop looking when you find it. Just like the gummy ship, Mass Effect also has a problematic vehicle section. Not only is the Mako not fun, it also has guns. Big guns. Guns they anticipate you're going to use on the big robots.
I don't think we can take that strong point head on.
We can't use guns, because guns are against Batman's rules. Woohoo!
Remember, you can't spell vehicular manslaughter without man's laughter. Also, they're robots. I don't have to feel bad about this at all. I mean, it's funny, just rolling over the big armature robots over and over again while they ragdoll. It's not like the Geth are people. They don't have feelings.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
After a bit, it kind of looks like our car is having sex with them.
This looks wrong. This looks wrong.
So we decided to just kind of skip it from here on out. Drive away, live and let live. Mako love, not Mako war. Also, the Mako gets nerfed by narrow corridors, so you have to go on foot anyway. Tali is really good at taking out Geth. A lot of her abilities do extra damage to synthetics, and she can even hack some of them to fight on our side. It's all going fine until the Colossus boss fight. So here's how the fight works. There's a bunch of stalkers that hop around like Spider-Man, and a big old bastard that one-shots us even when we're at full shields. Up in a tower in the back, there's a sniper that blocks out our radar, so we don't know where the enemies are, and believe it or not, punching the giant robot is not the best strategy. We need to keep Tali and Kaidan alive. Or in the Batman metaphor, Babs and Tim. We're not good at fighting yet. We put all of our skill points into charisma.
I mean, do I just throw here? Like, if the squad is dead, what chance do I stand here? I think he's dead. Let's go. Okay.
So new strategy. Hide, with just a little patience, and eventually we'll wear the armature down. Oh, and we also haven't leveled up to use Unity, which is the ability that lets you revive your squad, because we just got that when we became a Spectre, and we have not leveled up since then. We need a new plan.
Okay, we just need to burst some fuckers down. You, both of you, get the fuck over here. We are fighting like cowards. We're gonna use this. We're just gonna take these guys out right away. Got those. Both of those are done. Fuck. Okay, well. Oh! Hell yeah! Okay, okay. Okay. Yep, okay. That's our guy. That's the only one we're shooting at. I'll handle this guy. Oh my god, wait! Fuck! God damn it, no! This is Arkham! This is the stealth missions of Arkham where they have guns and you don't. Fucking god damn it. I hate those. And I was told I was like wrong for hating those. No, aim it at the fucking guy. Why do you always do this shit? I swear to god he's fucking throwing half the time. Caden, don't die. No, aim it at the fucking guy. Holy shit. They are both dead. They just both get one shot by the armature. Let's see if there's a path up to the tower. No, there isn't. But I can hide out down here while I wait for my stuff to recover. Oh! Hi! Hello! How are you? Fuck off! God damn it! Why do you not just do what I am telling you to do? You son of a bitch! Wait. Hold on. Do I punch it? I think we can get 6 punches off when we do that. Hey. Wait! Okay, we were onto something there though. Starting off in the corner and handling the mobile jumpers and shockers is the best way to start. Then we can use sabotage from everyone to stop the armature from moving. Seriously, all 3 of us have sabotage here. This boss fight might be frustrating for me, but the boss, he can't stand it. He know we planned it. Keeping our squad alive gets us the W, as does fisting that robot ass. Here I thought you couldn't do that till the 3rd game. Liara is deep in the mines. We love a gamer girl. She was studying the Protheans, and hey, that's the aliens that made the beacon that made our brain feel funny. We use our master hacker skills to become a master blaster and then get behind Liara, but not like that. Yet. First, we have to confirm she's not going to help her mom, the Dami Mommy, on Saren's team. She seems legit, but just because she's not helping Benezia does not mean she's going to help us. So remember when we met Tali and she shot people like right away in the fight? Well, in this encounter with the Krogan Battlemaster up the elevator, Liara does not shoot anyone. She just hides. This is a problem. The Krogan Battlemaster runs faster than us and 2-shots us with his melee attacks. Also, 2-shots our squad members with his melee attacks. Just kill him is hard when we don't have the main method of dealing damage in the game, guns. Also, we don't have the squad res ability until we level up mid-fight by killing the Geth that he brings with him, so literally every attempt we have to level up mid-fight. It's so annoying. Taking cover is all well and good, but eventually we always get hit with the Fat Eye Good, I think that's how it's pronounced, and we have no more sprinting. We're stuck at this wall for nearly an hour, and for a second here, I thought we were gonna have to reset and try a different build or a different squad loadout, which, since I didn't make any saves other than the autosave, would mean starting over all the way from the top. But eventually we make it click. The key is to split up Caden and Tali. That way, when we res them, he can't just beat them both down immediately. Then, lift from Caden is very good. It immobilizes the Krogan. Our sabotage strategy from the armature won't work here because punching isn't an ability he can forget to do. Turns out, all we need is a little luck and getting all of our cooldowns to hit at the same time. Liara figured out some lore. The Protheans weren't the first civilization to get wiped out. Apparently it happens all the time. Also, what can I say? She's looking really hot here. Of course, the Reapers are the big bad guys who are wiping out everything. That's the giant evil space squids. Welcome to the squad, Liara. Let's check in with the council. Never mind, they suck. Hang up on them. We'll sorta yada 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 all of our crew interactions, partially because the video needs to be shorter, but partially because I only take the time to talk to Liara. Whoops. I just know the game will do everything it can to shoehorn us into a romance with Ashley if you don't aggressively declare your allegiance to the blue girl. Let's go get her some flowers. I'm so on Feros, it's time for Girl Squad, Tali and Liara. One has tech, the other has biotics. We're somewhere in between the two of them.
If you know what I'm talking about.
For real though, she can throw people, make a little mini black hole that makes them spin around, kind of like Magnet from Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of overlap between this and Kingdom Hearts. I think that's why they're some of my favorite games. Both of them you fly through space, doing episodic adventures with two squad members, completing one story that's part of a larger, more branching story. Yeah, that's both of the games. One of them just has Donald Duck and the other one has sex. Sora should be an adult by Kingdom Hearts 4. Let's mix that in. Let me seduce Maui, you cowards. Geth are attacking this small research colony that wasn't even researching anything bad or nothing. Can you believe that? First, we need to liberate the town, so they'll tell us what the hell is going on. It's not all that complicated. Liara dies a lot though. She's too soft for this world. We've got to go to the Exogeny headquarters, where all the Geth are. A group of survivors is hanging out under the corporate headquarters. Some lady wants us to save her daughter, and sure, we'll do that if we're in the area. Geth aren't a problem. Tali kind of just bodies them. Even the Geth armature with no cover, we can just chain sabotage to keep it ready for our punches. The problem is after we find Lisbeth, the daughter, and we get attacked by dogs. Dogs are a problem. They do raw melee damage that bypasses the shields. Tali, Liara, and even Shepard are only good at putting up shields for their defensive option. There are squad members and classes that have health instead of shields. None of them are with us. The Krogan upstairs also has a lot of health and punches, and since we're in a very tight spot, he can just beat the shit out of us. It's not great. Krogans are a major problem. Someone should do something about that. Takes a few attempts, but we get him when we combine all of our powers. The robot upstairs tells us about the Thorian. It's a plant that messes with people's brains and does a little mind control. Just like marijuana. If you think it's cool to smoke marijuana and just spend your whole day eating chips and watching YouTube videos on your couch, you should check out the playlist we made of non-Elden Ring videos. It's a good time. I always make sure to explain things for the audience members who might be a little high. I know what you're thinking. What could be worse than one giant Krogan? Two giant Krogans at the same time. Their sponge factor is maximized by the fact that they heal 50% of their health when you get their health to 0. And then they constantly regenerate health. So if you put a dent in them and then walk away, the dent just buffs out. Obviously we get through it. It's just part of this run that is a little less fun. Sponge stuff. After successfully dropping the Geth drop ship, we're able to move back to the main colony and then try to save them from the monster Kush. Next stream. Okay, so Shepard does shoot a corporate tool in the cutscene, but the dialogue choice didn't say shoot guy in head. It did not say that though. I probably could have been more careful. Oh well, it's Ethan Jong. I mean, apologies to all the Ethan Jong heads in the chat. All the colonists are infected with the Reefer Madness, meaning we gotta use gas grenades to knock them out. We only have 5 gas grenades though, and there are 16 colonists. I'm sure we'll figure something out. Now keep in mind, the creepers do not count as colonists, so we can unload on them. Wait, did this come out before or after Minecraft? Looks like 2 years before. Okay, so this is not a Minecraft reference. This is a Minecraft reference.
Chicken jockey!
Movie's gonna flop. Or it already has flopped. I'm writing this on March 25th, but I think the video will go up after the movie comes out. Whatever. Liara is fantastic at handling the creepers by immobilizing them in various ways. Once they fall over, we can just safely kind of kick them while they're down. The honorable fighting strategy, the Batman fighting strategy. We run out of grenades and have to do a science. Does hitting them also kill them? I think that's non-lethal. Yeah, she's still alive. Remember, Batman does not kill, but he's fine with CTE. We're face to face with the Thorian, and oof, I wish we weren't. Different strokes for different folks, of course, but I don't even think Shepard wants to get into that aliacy. We need to break off the neural nodes that connected to the wall, and since we can't shoot, we just kind of have to beat it off.
When the mission is at hand, no act is off limits.
Oh, I agree. Now Nothing was off limits.
The Asari that keeps respawning in is a little problematic, but honestly, if it ain't Krogan, I don't care. Honestly, the creepers are a bigger problem since their damage doesn't care about shields. And remember, our current squad only has shields. Hey, if y'all got a DualShock wireless controller and you want to have some fun, come here and just pound off on your node while you sit on this controller. It becomes a game of hiding gals in the back so they don't get creepered, and then filtering the creepers through the hallway, and we lose that game, which means pounding off all over again. So let's just skip back to where we were. Oh, they're accidentally hitting the node with their strays. We just make them shoot from there. It's always nice when you don't have to pound off yourself and get help from some friends, for a bit at least. At this point, the creepers are in a sleeper stasis mode until the node takes a certain amount of damage, which means eventually they start moving and we have problems. Thankfully, they make a big groaning sound when they get up, so I can always figure out when I need to turn around. Things get bad in the Marcy playground hallway. By that I mean someone is casting Devious Stairs in our direction. Mama, this surely isn't a dream, it's a nightmare. Tali and Liara are both dead and the creepers just spawn camp their bodies. One final node, we knocked it down and freed that Asari, but more importantly, the people of the Feros colony. We also learned that the giant Reaper space squid is indoctrinating people who ride the ship. Also, we get more meat flashbacks, but this time it's a cipher, which means we understand the Prothean language and should understand the meat flashbacks. We don't understand the meat flashbacks. I've always thought that Feros feels like it doesn't really advance the story all that much. It certainly isn't the mother of all stories. Noveria is an ice planet, metaphorically consistent with its cold corporate culture. Apparently we're a safety risk and they want to take our guns away.
Okay.
Gianna Parmesan gets us to have our guns, but we need to talk to Administrator Analingus if we want to get a car. Damn, Space Uber has some weird rules. They don't call it ass effect for nothing. Just kidding, much worse than doing a little backdoor dining, we have to engage in corporate politics. Look, I understand some people are pretty cool and like to live in a sci-fi world where you can know the exact cost of spellcasting focuses and whether or not the government gets a discount buying them from private contractors. I'm not pretty cool. Well, I'm not that amount of pretty cool. It's a pretty cool spectrum. Lorik Keen will let us into the garage if we handle Analingus's goons in his office, so we're gonna do a little gooning mission. Beating a few goons off is easy. We just degrade them. Whatever floats your boat, gooner. The other ones we have to get a little more hands-on, or butts-on in our case, with the butt of our gun. Turns out Parmesan is actually trying to bring down Analingus. He must be lactose intolerant. I'm kind of yada-ing this. He gets arrested. We get our garage pass. Turns out Matriarch Benezia is bad and brought the Geth here.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Including some big boys who understand our master combat strategy and beat us up with their butts. I don't think every enemy in the game needs to be able to outrun us. That's just not very fun. But on our second attempt, we win and get to drive the car again as a reward. Yay! It does have one of my favorite damage dealing methods, crashing. I feel like whoever designed this vehicle really doesn't understand cars and just tried to make future car, you know? Like, it sucks as an off-road vehicle, just bounces 10 feet in the air whenever you hit a bump. It's ugly as sin. The jets don't make it faster, they just make it jump, something a car doesn't need to do. At least the gas pedals don't get stuck accelerating. Our first fight in the Silence Labs is with some big old Geth, but the real problem is the Krogan. Good old Seth Krogan here, just up to us and smashing us. Obviously, Seth Rogen can smash. He might be the most frequent hall pass I hear from my women friends. Maybe, or I guess maybe not the most frequent, but I've heard it like 4 times. Ladies love a funny guy who's just chill. Keep that in mind, folks. Be nice, be chill, be like Seth Rogen. Apparently it gets you ladies. Of course, the real threat on Noveria isn't the Krogan, it's the Rachni, space bugs with tentacles and acid. Apparently, they were a pretty major problem for the galaxy until the Krogan came in and kicked some ass. A little brief history for you. The Krogan were elevated to the galactic level. They didn't build their own spaceships. And after fighting off the Rachni, they were treated, well, I think more on that later, maybe. Rachni are a problem since they also don't care about shields. I really thought that Tali and Liara would be the best options for our squad since they don't have any abilities to invest in gun, but they're also kind of a handful to keep alive. Maybe next time we'll bring our own Krogan to the party. For now, we need to turn on all the stuff in the factory, flip switches and whatnot. You've played video games before. Damn, they really love making you flip switches places. Kind of turns into a survival horror game for a second. Both of our squad members are very dead. Whenever we revive them, they just die again. again, so we gotta kind of circle around avoiding the bugs and kite them away from the corpses of our pals. It works, we flip a bunch of switches in a bunch of rooms and move on. Oh my god, it's survivors. That's nice, I'm glad they will never betray me. They want us to activate the neutron purge or whatever. Basically, we gotta blow up all the space bugs because they were being raised to be corporate stooge bugs and not monarchist bugs like their biology intended. Rachni recognize royalty. They don't question or doubt. Rachni don't lie. Are we liking the Jupiter Ascending references? All 4 of you who saw Jupiter Ascending fucking loved that line. Anyway, this dude gets murked. We activate the purge and only have a few seconds to kill all the bugs. Or
I can just run!
the survivors attack us because their mommy told them to. We don't even get a dialogue option to say, hey, we're on our way to go kill her, chill. But basic soldiers, that's way better. We're really good at handling that. Just don't get close to us. Our party has intimacy issues. Tali's literally a bubble girl. But why is Liara so emotionally stunted? What are her parents like? Oh right, Matriarch Benezia. She's got a bunch of Asari who don't use melee attacks. Easy pickings. Lift them, throw them, punch them, but then she adds Geth. That's good for us. Tali has AI hacking. That's more teammates for me. What a dork. Here's the thing. None of the first 3 levels scale to your level at all. They're all just like kind of flat so that you can do any of them at the same time, which means whatever one you do last is the easiest. You're just stronger than you were in the other levels. It makes it kind of easy. And also, there's no Krogan in the final confrontation. I cannot emphasize enough what a massive problem Krogan are for us. Benezia gets a moment of clarity from the indoctrination, just long enough to give Liara some emotional closure. When the bad brain takes over again, we just stack all of our powers on this stacked MILF. R.I.P. MILF. Now we just have to decide what to do with the Rachni Queen. Set it free, or kill all of them and commit a genocide. You know, I wish I could say this isn't a realistic moral conundrum, but damn, seems like in our modern times it is. So I'm gonna come out and say the Tulok and Mango fam, we don't like genocide. It's bad. Besides, apparently they're enemies of the Krogan, and we need all the help we can get. At least nobody's breeding a Krogan army or anything like that. Today we're bringing Rex with us in hopes that he can tank a little better than Liara, and Tali, who comes because she's too good against the Geth. We wipe out a whole checkpoint only to find out the door was already open. Whoops. The other checkpoints are more important. We take out guns, we open doors, we make our way to Captain Kirahi. Time for a little more lore. So, after the Krogan beat up the Rachni for everyone, the Council got scared and had the Solarians, the nerdy bug dudes, sterilize the Krogan and cause 90% of the births to be stillborn. Yikes. It's called the genophage because it's not quite a genocide, but it's in the ballpark. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Saren is having a team work on curing the genophage, but immediately indoctrinating those Krogan with his Reaper ship to fight for his army, basically as brainless slaves. Rex is feeling complicated about this. Ashley would shoot him if we don't have enough Riz, but thankfully, I'm Commander Rizzard, and this is my favorite Krogan on the Citadel. He lives. Honestly, I'm pretty cross with Ashley for taking aim at him. Maybe she'll get a demerit later. I got a trophy for Riz. Whew. Finally, it's acknowledged officially by PlayStation. I have Riz. We have to split the team. One group goes with the Solarians as a distraction, and our team will go in to destroy the research to cure the genophage. There's not an option to save the research data. Maybe there was, but I didn't see it on this playthrough. It's mostly Geth on the way there. Rex has enough stuff to invest in that we don't need to spill over into guns. Some biotics are nice, but it's mostly just making him a certified chode.
Look at this little brick shit house, huh? Look at you, old meathead. You're dumb as bricks, ain't you?
It's all going fine until we encounter multiple Krogan. It makes sense that they had to be here, but god damn, at least this time we have our own Krogan. Okay, but if he wants to box with Rex, Rex can box. Not even Rex can handle 2 Krogan at the same time, so we get a little boxed out. Run it back. We find a better strategy, hiding and kiting. Fighting 1 Krogan at a time is much more doable, just bait then blast. Once we get inside, it's a bunch of indoctrinated Solarian scientists and Geth. Easy peasy. This really is just the smooth until Krogan simulator, huh? There's a new beacon. Oh boy, can't wait for the meat flashbacks. Then we get to talk to the Reaper, Sovereign. It's not just a Reaper ship. The Reaper is the ship. It's a fusion of organic and synthetic life. They populate the galaxy, give everyone Mass Effect relays, then harvest them. It's not very nice. I think we should kick this ship's ass. You know what's scarier than 2 Krogan though? 3 Krogan on a narrow walkway? Our first attempt through here is really slow as we whittle them down as quickly as we can, then round the corner and get one shot. Oof. So the second time down the path, I get a little more clever.
We're gonna work smarter, not harder. Just one set of cooldowns per Krogan. Yep. Cool.
Lift, then throw. It kills them very fast. But apparently, we can also just kill them really fast sometimes. I don't know how we did it that time. Weird. This time around the corner and we barrier up, then lift and yeet to the Krogan. Environmental damage. You gotta love it. We've successfully made it to the Normandy drop zone and can load up our bomb to destroy the facility. Yeah, that's how we're clearing the data. You'd think a simple delete browsing history would work, but we're gonna nuke it. Someone has to go save Ashley, I guess. Caden's gonna watch the bomb. I don't think this section is supposed to take a long time, but it does because we've got more Krogan.
Krogan Warlord. Or, oh good, a harder one. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's great. We have to be clever here. Try retreating and kiting.
And everyone's dead.
Not great. This warlord has so much more health, there's just nothing we can do, or so it seems, because that's true, but I did discover that I can shut the door. The door is our ally, and so is kind of breaking the game.
Wait. Well, he's charging. Go into the puddle. He went too fast. Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. We can do this. I didn't realize that was a place the enemies could just stand. Nothing from the Alliance guy, eh? Okay, so we might have had to break the game a little bit. Just open fire, everybody. We did it, gamers.
Time to make a choice. Do we save Ashley or save Caden?
She passed away? Oh. All right.
If you do care, Ashley's arc, when you explore it, deals with her becoming less racist. She's racist because her grandfather served in the First Contact War against the Thorians, which isn't a good excuse to be racist. Yeah, we're not missing much. Saren attacks us with some great logic. If we appease Sovereign, he'll be nice to us eventually. Appeasement works great. Boy howdy, if you thought the Krogans had a lot of health, wait till you fight this guy. Sure, the higher difficulty also adds places where I'll get one shot, but most of the time, it just feels like I'm trying to beat Jello to death with a hammer. Difficulty settings are so hard to properly adjust. I get it. But to be honest, none of this feels like it adds anything to the challenge more than forcing me to be very, very patient. With all these pieces in the pie, Liara can finally make sense out of the meat flashbacks. We need to go to Ilos. But before that, we need to engage in tropes. The council takes our badge and gun. We've gone too rogue and they're taking us off that case. They're canceling us for exercising our free speech. As we skulk, there's some tension with Liara that gets interrupted right before the kiss. Wow, Joker, were you listening the whole time? Awkward. Finally, we meet up with Anderson at a bar and he'll get us off this space station. Sometimes the rules don't matter. Udina gets punched in the face. Who doesn't love seeing that?
They tried to take our badge and gun. Little do they know, I have a bunch of other guns.
Time for the obligatory Mass Effect romance scene, and hey, let's be adults. We're so comfortable with violence in our media, but sex makes us all so shy. Grow up. We don't have to make a joke to relieve the tension. This is part of the narrative. Now that the story has reached its climax, let's wipe the story clean with a towel and rub the stories back until it's ready to end.
An evil alien squid. Join up ships, we got to let it rip.
Ilos starts off rough with a couple of armatures that make life unpleasant. One-shots, you know? Thankfully, Tali can hack into one of them, so now it's working for us, and then it's just a matter of sabotaging the second one so it never gets to attack. Ilos is a place I get lost a lot. It all kind of looks the same. Eventually, we find a hologram that speaks Prothean. Our party members can't understand it, but we can, and that's all that matters. Bad guys are going to the Citadel to wipe out all life in the galaxy. Seems bad, but we opened the gate so we can chase after them in our car that immediately crashes because I'm bad at driving. driving. If we wanted to, we could run over everyone, but I've got a galaxy to save. Can't get distracted by, oh shit, another hologram. Apparently, the thing we've been looking for the whole time on Ilos is just a backdoor to the Citadel, which I know Shepard would love. Google Commander Shepard backdoor action on your work computer if you want to read the appropriate codex entry. Yeah, it turns out the Citadel was a trap. The fully functioning furnished spaceport that everyone found after jumping through the mass relays was a trap. I'm shocked. After a little Dukes of Hazzard action, we jump through the portal and make it to the Citadel. But the elevator is borkin', so we gotta do some spacewalking. This section of the game is very rad. It's gunning and running up the side of a building. Well, for us, it's only one of those things. There are definitely some challenging enemies too. Big old Geth, a Krogan or two, some real problematic encounters that require a lot of brain power to handle. But after getting one shot by the turrets multiple times, I remember the best strategy.
Oh! I can just run!
Saren Phase 1 can be skipped if you have the proper Riz, but I'm streaming this to make a video in a decent amount of time, so our side quests have been pretty minimal. It's funny though, you should do it at home. You literally just tell him to shoot himself and he does it. Wait, we couldn't do it anyway, that's using a gun. He manages to kill us in this phase, somehow. Maybe it's because it takes 30 billion light years to get through his HP bar, and he can burst us down in a second. I know light years is a measure of distance, not a measure of time, whatever. Go outside. Really, I was just struggling to find the good cover spots. Second attempt, we find them, they're columns. He can't get his hoverboard in here, which means we're perfectly safe to wait for our cooldowns to come back and hit him. It is not an interesting fight, but it is a long one. After we burst him down, we have a decision to make. Save the Council from Sovereign, or let them die so the Alliance soldiers are less likely to die.
Okay, here's the thing. They try to make Let the Council Die sound like it's like a pro-human thing. It's a pro-lives thing. There are more lives that would die.
Hold off, Joker. We're not sacrificing human lives.
Don't say human.
Keep our ships back until they can get a shot at Saw.
That's, yeah, like
Let
more
the
people.
die to save the galaxy.
Channel, this is the Ascension. We're taking heavy damage. Guardian defenses are over. Kinetic barriers are offline.
Commander, they closed the channel.
It's, you know, it also works story-wise. You know, we set it up earlier by hanging up on the Council over and over again. See, but I understand that that is the renegade choice. I don't see it as a renegade choice. Like, if you have the opportunity to save 10 high-ranking politicians or 100 people, I'd save 100 people. Well, he was dead. Now he's red. I hope we can get some redemption.
So now he has even more health. Neat.
I kind of feel like this game favors guns. Because you know what can solve every problem in this game? Fucking guns.
Oh my god, Phil hates spells in Mass Effect 2? You're not playing the game right. Why can't I escape this? It's slow. Again, not terribly dangerous. The only chance this guy has is if we lose in the cutscenes.
Sovereign's too strong. We have to pull back.
Are you kidding me? How far back are we?
It takes a long time to get there, but eventually we whittle through the HP. Look at that. Joker finished off the space squid, and Shepard didn't die. We still have to play Mass Effect 2 and 3, baby. We choose Anderson to lead the new council, and they play straight up Darth Vader music over it. They're trying to act like us choosing hundreds of civilian soldiers over a couple politicians was the Mass Effect equivalent of running a puppy mill. Nope. I'm not going to feel bad for it. This is a bad ending, bad stuff. Thankfully, there won't be any more human supremacy in Mass Effect 2. There is. Oh no. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We're going to be playing some new games on this channel every once in a while. If you want to check out the VOD, go to Tulok Time. That's where we're going to be keeping the VODs from now on. And Tulok the Card Bearing is where we're making the Magic the Gathering content. Go check that out.